What's going on, New Canoe Nation, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Derek Brundle in the house,
What is
currently
going on?
sitting in second place down at the KBF, the 10. We checked in with Jake yesterday. Derek's having a great day sitting with a little over 90 inches right now on the search for some bigs. We were just talking before we got started. You know, he's on the search for some 20 plus inch fish. So, Derek, how's it going? How's it been being down at the 10, man?
Oh man, it's been awesome. As you can see over my shoulder here, it's a beautiful day. Starting to get a little partly cloudy, which is good because it's about like probably 85 degrees, a little warm. Um, but man, the bite was good for a little while, and a little bit of wind picked up, so I think that's gonna help. But man, it's been fun down here, as as it usually is. Anytime you get out of Massachusetts and come down to Florida. You know what I mean? I was talking to Matt Conant this morning. It was snowing, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take this all day long.
Yeah, I know Jake said yesterday when we checked in with him, by the time he gets home, it's going to be in the negatives. So he's
Yeah,
soaking up as much sun as possible.
they're saying -8 in Massachusetts on Saturday, so
That's crazy,
that'll be
man.
a lovely homecoming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Well, I
Welcome
know
back. I
you're,
hope the heat's working.
yeah, right. Well, I know you're a veteran to the 10. Is this your third trip to the 10 now?
Yeah. This is my third trip um, in 4 years, so I'm excited to be back here, man. You get all the cool stuff from all the sponsors, you know what I mean? And you get to hang out with a bunch of the guys that are, a lot of the guys that I look up to. You see like Russ Snyder's and Josh Stewart, um, you know, guys like that just kill it everywhere. I mean, I talked to Russ yesterday at dinner last night, actually, and he actually flipped into some pads, set the hook on a fish, broke off, retied his leader, flipped it back into the same set of pads about 15 minutes later, caught that fish with his rig in the mouth, 22-inch fish. I mean,
Oh, that's awesome.
who does that but Russ Snyder's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
right. Well,
it's fun, you know what I mean? So,
you're no stranger to the top of the leaderboard, my friend, and I think you've done well for yourself, and your name goes up there with those guys for sure.
well, I appreciate that, man. I try hard, but I mean, those guys are consistently there, and, you know, I'll tell you one thing that is annoying out here, and I mean, I'll just spill the beans. I'm fishing offshore grass. I found some offshore grass, and I've been just smashing them on a gold rattle trap. And there's some turtles out here, and I caught two today. Caught one yesterday, and they're eating the bait. They're in the grass, and they're when
Oh
that bait
wow.
goes by, they're snapping and they're eating. And I've been hooking them right here, and I got broke off, and I lost my damn gold rattle trap.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, so that was right after the flurry ended this morning. So I picked up the golden shiner, jackhammer, and I caught a few fish on that. So hopefully I can continue that run. I do have a 3/4 ounce um, rattle trap in there that's gold. It just gets hung up just a little bit too much. You know, you want to throw it in there. You want
Sure.
it to get hung up, but I'm just about to my spot here. You want it to get hung up so you can rip it out of the grass, but that 3/4, I mean, it sticks hard. So,
Sure.
um, and I'm fishing, like I said, offshore. I mean, I'm a good distance offshore here, but I'm only in 4 feet of water. You know what I mean? So, um, Florida's so flat, you know. But
Yeah, I hear you.
um, yeah, like I said, I'm just fishing. There's a stretch here about a half a mile long with some hydrilla, or actually it's not even hydrilla, it's some weird grass, but the fish are down in it. And well, I'll tell you what, the grass stinks like dirt, and every fish that you catch smells like they've been laying in the mud. So I think they're just laying down on the bottom. I mean, there's so many different cycles of the spawn happening right now. The fish that I've been catching, I think, are post-spawn fish. I think they've already spawned and pulled out here. because they're not. If you look at the pictures, they're not real fat.
Sure.
So I don't think they're. I think they've already finished. These fish have anyways. Um, but there's some guys that I talked to yesterday. They were looking at fish on beds. Um, so it's and in this lake particularly. So it's still happening, different cycles I think. But I think these fish that I'm catching out here have moved back off the bank and have come out to this grass, and it's just kind of their first stop. And they're just hanging out. And every once in a while, you'll see some bait pop, and then you'll catch 3, 4 fish. But um, it's been a mixed bag. I've caught today in particular. I caught an 8.5-inch bass on a rattle trap.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, and then the very next cast, I caught a 19. So it's very strange.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? That they're all just kind of living in here, hanging out.
Sure.
Um, which is not normally the case when you get into the offshore grass like this. A lot of times you get a cookie cutter size fish. You catch a 19, you're catching all 19s. Um,
Right.
and it's been that way too in effect. I mean, I had 3 19s, a 17.75, and a 17.25 already today, um, and some smaller fish. But man, I just need, like you and I were talking earlier, I just need, a 22 and a 20, and things will be looking good, which is kind of a crazy conversation to be having. Um, like it's no big deal. Like these dudes are put. I mean, Cody Milton got a 24 yesterday.
That's
Um,
huge.
you know what I mean? There's just these jumbos that are coming out, and I haven't been able to connect with one of those, probably because I'm not on the bank flipping. Um, I like to do that, but I do get irritated doing it. So I'd
Sure.
rather be out
Sure.
here and just kind of doing my own thing. I haven't seen anybody offshore. There's been nobody in my area. Um, so you know,
Well,
I kind of
sometimes
like
that's
doing
what
my
it
own thing.
takes, you know? Sometimes that's
Yeah,
what it takes, getting away from the crowd and doing your own thing and finding your own fish that, haven't been beat up by everybody else throughout the week, you know?
yeah, exactly. And I know those bigs live out here because during practice I got a 21 and a half, a 21 1/4. So they're out here. I just haven't connected with them in the last 2 days. That's all.
Right on. Right on. Well, before we end it, we don't want to interrupt all your fishing, but the fact that you've been back to the 10 numerous times, what do you think sticks out to you the most? The biggest thing that you like about being there at the 10, and for those that may want to work towards getting there, any advice to them?
Yeah, I mean, as far as my favorite part of the 10, I think, like I said earlier, is I get to hang out with those dudes that sounds kind of weird, but I look up to them. You know what I mean? Like Cody and Russ and those dudes because they are really a wealth of knowledge. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Um, and you can learn a lot from those dudes, and they'll talk to you about it. They're not
Yep.
afraid to talk to you, and so that's one of my favorite things about it. And then as far as somebody trying to get to the 10, and that's just you got to do your due diligence, man. You got to hit as many tournaments as you can and get your AOI points up as high as you can. And then um, I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday. You got to have a really good national champion or Trail Series championship because you can go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows if you
Sure.
don't have a good Trail Series championship. That thing's points and a half.
Yep.
Um, and I hate to say this and bring up some bad memories from Mr. Ken Wood, but Ken Wood had gone into a couple years back, gone into the national championship or the Trail Series championship, like second or third in points, and had a bad tournament and ended up walking out 34th or something like that. So
Sure.
that's how quick things can change. I mean, you really got to be on your game to get here, and that grass is out there good. Um, and that's one of the things is just consistency. Got to be
Sure.
consistent all the time if you want to make it, and got to make good decisions all the time.
Right on, brother. Right on, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping on, checking in with us live from the water. We wish you
Of
nothing but the
course.
best of luck, man. Let's lock up that first slot, man. First slot.
Well,
It's
like
only
I
a
said,
couple
dude,
inches
just a
away.
couple 8-pounders and we're good, right? Couple eight
Hey,
pounders
man.
and we're good.
In Florida, anything's possible, my man.
That's for
Anything's
sure. That's
possible.
for sure. Every
All right,
day
man.
during the last tournament, somebody's got one like 24. So,
There you
I
go.
mean, it's
There you go.
possible.
Might as well
But
be
all
you,
right,
my
guys. Well,
friend.
thank you. I appreciate you guys checking in with me, and hopefully I can get a couple 8-pounders.
All right, brother. Thanks. Good luck and congratulations on making it to the 10 once again. And we will check in with you later. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. Follow the leaderboard and get caught up and watch these guys as they battle it out all the way till the end. And go Team New Canoe. And congratulations to all the rest of the 10 fishermen that are out there just grinding it out. It's a huge accomplishment to make it there. So good luck, everybody. Thanks, Derek. And we'll see everybody later.
Right on. Thank you.
See you, bud.